Hi, it's Barb with KCC TV, and today I'm with one of my favorite local business people, a good friend of mine, somebody who really has been fun to watch progress through her endeavors. This is Rayanne Conat. She is owner and founder of Swanky Sweet Pea, and we're in their new location. We actually did an interview earlier, but
in a cramped little office.
But I wanted to come out to this new location because I think it's really exciting to see progress. And you have progressed dramatically.
In the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So this, just to let people know where we're at, it's in the building.
Northland Tackle building.
Northland Tackle, and that's kind of new generation. Old generation, which is my generation, would have known it as the Rick Jig building too. So all of us are familiar with it. It's been standing, just waiting, I think, for the right opportunity, for the right person.
Ever since I came to town, everybody said, "Oh, you should go check out that Rick Jig building," and I always thought, "Oh my gosh, that's way too much space. We definitely do not need that much space because it's a 7,000 square foot building." So. Yeah, at the time it was just really large.
So you, Swanky Sweet Pea, by the way, is it's a bath goodies business, bath bombs.
Wholesale manufacturing.
But it wasn't that when you started.
No.
And I think that's why I think it's really fun to talk to you. And you had formerly in town, well, you've been a couple places in town, but prior to this, you were at a location downtown that was more of a retail location. And tell me, well, let's start from the beginning. And not, we don't have to tell a long story, but give us kind of a timeline, because I think what intrigues me the most is the sound of
a tape gun?
Yeah. This is a manufacturing place, so there's going to be some background noise. But
we can't stop.
No, don't stop. Don't stop. That's the sound of good business. So, where did you start?
Out of my house and my kitchen, because I kind of wanted something to keep me busy and pay for daycare, because I stayed at home with our daughter till she was 3.
Okay.
So I wanted to send Evie to daycare, and I just wanted to make enough to pay for that. So at the time it was about $400 to $500 a month. And I thought, okay, well, I've always had a really high stress jobs, nursing and EMT and working for a spine surgeon and really medical field. And so I wanted something just relaxing and laid back and just easy. And so I went and I applied at a few different places, and there was
this is out in Washington State, right?
Washington State, yep. And because my husband was in the Air Force out there.
Yep.
And so I went in and applied at a craft store, and I did not get the job, and I got really frustrated. And so I got in the car and I went home and I said, I'm going to start my own website and I'm going to do something. So I started doing crafts like painting canvases and things like that for nurseries and baby gifts and whatnot. And then that kind of led me into the baby shower gifts, and then that led me into the bath bombs.
So it's really kind of gift market is what let you hear. So how many years ago was that?
It will be 10 years in March that I bought my business license, or my business name.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that's when you and I met and then shortly thereafter you came back to your hometown area, right?
Yep.
And that's when I think we met. I don't know if you remember, but I do.
Yeah.
I still remember. And so it's been really fun I'm just inspired by women who get things done, right? And you just made up your mind, and
it's contagious.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, and then I also know you're very generous as a resource for supporting other people too. I tried that. That's not the way that worked for me, or maybe try this because this really I had success over here.
Yeah.
Now, when you moved to the Falls, you did your manufacturing out of somebody's home at first, or
we were. Well, I was so busy out in Washington once I started, right away the first year when I started having a website and a line, I kind of started messing around with the bath bombs and the cupcake bath bomb. And at the time there really was not a lot around. So then I started messing around with soaps and different things like that. And I just kind of came up with the like dessert inspired look of it.
Yep.
So then my mom took my stuff into a permanent to the trade show, to Umaga Gift Market down in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And then a showroom, a permanent showroom, picked up my line, and they rep your line all year round. So
Okay.
people come in from like City Drug or Patty, it's a girl thing, they go to market every month,
Yeah.
and then, or 4 times a year, and they go walk around, and then they say, I really like these cupcake bath bombs. Tell me about them. And then they'll say, okay, let's order 24.
Right.
Or whatever. And so that's how I got my start, was my mom actually bringing my stuff into
Well,
there, because I did not have the confidence in myself to hear no, or
Sure.
oh, we don't like it, or we're not interested.
That's really smart. And of course, mom is going to fight the battle for you because that's mom.
Yeah, my mom went there every month for the business that she managed
That's
down in
right.
Minneapolis.
That's
So she walked in and
She
said,
knew
I
the
need to find
industry.
the best showroom for this line. And they called me 5 minutes after she left and said, we would love to rep your line, you know. And at the
Okay.
time I wasn't familiar with wholesale. I mean, I knew I could do it, and my mom and my stepdad taught me how to price it out
Sure.
and make sure that you're making money, that you can offer it.
Helping you understand the business side of it, not
Yeah.
just doing it.
Yes,
but
how many
earning
cups of
some-
this, what are you paying per cup?
Yeah.
Now, if you order 50 pounds of it, are you saving money? And
in the long run. Yeah. Okay. So, the numbers work.
So over the years, I had been with that showroom, and it grew and it grew, and I think I was in 75 stores at the first market after Umaga. We wrote 75 orders, and then it just kind of progressively doubled in business every year. I went from, I think, 13,000 in sales my first year to 50,000, and then 75,000, and then 100,000.
Wow.
So about 25,000 a year. It kind of
Right.
crept up there, and then.
So consistent growth.
Yep. And then it got so busy to the point where I just couldn't do it myself. So then my stepmom said, well, you know, why don't you teach me how to do it? And then I can take orders here in Minnesota and work out of the house, obviously,
Right.
because you are. And then whatever you can't fill in a week, you give to me, and then we'll just ship
it work.
from 2 different places. So then I had come home for the summer just to spend time with family 5 years ago. And we were in Big Falls, Minnesota, at the house there.
Yep,
And that's
yep.
where Pam and my dad and I were making out of there. And Zach's, my husband's mom's, Lisa, and my Aunt Debbie. And so everybody drove down there, and then we just got busier, and then it kind of infiltrated the whole entire house. And my dad didn't want me to spend any money on rent, so he was like, oh, don't be ridiculous. We'll just move a couch out of the way. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. There was bubble wrap rolls of, 1,000 feet of bubble wrap in the spare bedroom, so nobody could come and stay.
Unless you
Such a
snuggled
bubble
up to
wrap.
bubble
It
wrap.
wasn't that bad, actually, I guess. But yeah, so then you see this big semi coming down this long dirt road in
Right.
Big Falls in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
to pick up. So it was kind of funny. But and then so when I left and one more order, I was like, okay, that's it. I mean, rent is not that expensive here in International Falls.
And
as
you've
opposed to where I
established
was
a
at.
cash flow too at that point. That
Yep.
you can figure those numbers out too.
Yep. At that point, we were doing around 6,000 to 8,000 a month in wholesale business.
okay.
So, and it was just a couple of us working. So I definitely had the profit margin there for, rent. And now, okay, you need to spend a little bit more money.
Right.
That's
right.
the hardest part about growing is
Scary.
spending money. You have to spend money on stuff that normally you wouldn't.
And before you sell it. So there's
Yeah.
so that's why there's that establishing that time frame of increasing revenue
Yeah.
because you've got to trust that that's going to pay off. right?
That's
You're going to get
been-
a return on that investment.
That's been the hardest part for me for growing is taking a leap of a loan because I never had a loan up until July of last year.
Yeah.
I didn't have a credit card. I didn't have a loan. I didn't have anything invested in it so that if it all went away, then I was just out with a bunch of
Good smelling
baking
stuff.
equipment.
Yeah. Then you open a bakery.
Yeah, because we make it to order too. That's
Right.
the biggest thing with mine.
Yeah.
Why I think it helps it to be as successful as it is because somebody orders $500 worth of stuff, they pay for it right up front.
Yeah.
So I would order my supplies when it was just me. I would save up the orders for the week and then I'd go and
Right.
do that. So. But now, to save money and with the kind of volume we do, you have to put money.
Yeah,
you have to take
some,
that
you have
risk.
to have some
Otherwise,
stuff on the shelf
you
so you're
can't
ready to
grow.
go. And I know that you are always busy, and and I want to be really respectful of your time today too. It's a big it's a big change. Well, it's a big change, and I'm going to take the camera around just to Well, I just wanted
tour.
to ask, folks first how they feel about me with my camera in their face. Some people like to
Yeah.
be behind the scenes. And when I visited you, it was before Christmas, of course, crazy time. And one of the things that I noticed was a variety of different labels. So at first, Swanky Sweet Pea was the brand.
Yes.
And you sold your own brand and established that as a product. Now you really have grown to the point where you are able to be the supplier, really for your competition.
We're really just a middleman now. I mean, it's not, our name is not on the product anywhere. And of course, all of these accounts that we private label for are on like our insurance certificate. But other than that, people don't know where it comes from. And so that's the reason why I moved here too, is because I had one big account that we private labeled for. And so instead of it saying Swanky, it said, brand X. And so it was, they were ordering $12,000 worth of stuff at a time. And that's when I flew home and we rented a facility.
Okay.
Yep.
That was the
so
kicker.
Now it's 3/4 of my business now.
It's private label.
Yeah.
It's fun for me because, and I'm sure for your employees as well, there's a lot of kind of hometown pride in it. Because I've seen some of the brands that you are supplying, and so when I'm out on
the
Amazon,
internet,
I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's
I saw that on the shelf.
This is happening
before it even went to.
That's that small towns, big ideas. Really, the essence of this program that this falls under is, it's it's a business quietly growing and growing cautiously and growing, responsibly in our community. And I'll bring the camera around, and even if people don't want to look at the camera and be identified, I want them to see how many people are now employed by you, because that was something you really wanted to do. Talk about, how you see your business as important to the community overall in terms of supporting other people.
Well, I think that especially with our town, with people being worried about the economic status of,
major employers.
We need to shop local. That's a huge movement right now. And and it's important because I think in order to be able to stay here to enjoy the area that we live in, in the lake and everything, and have the life that we want to have and not be in a big city, you have to spend some money local. And if you have people that can stay here and work in the community rather than having to move, then that's going to allow for that to happen. And it's just nice because, it's funny how much of a circle it is, because I'll drop off and order it. It's a girl thing. And then I'll turn right around and spend $100 in the store because
before you leave.
Before I even leave. And I'm like, why do I even drop off an invoice? Why don't I just get store credit? I don't even know why I do that. So,
Careful.
So, and it's just, and then from there, then I go across the street to Sound North instead of ordering my cardstock and my ink wholesale online from companies. I'll go in there and just, buy it from there. And, we go to Menards to get everything for the store on a weekly basis. I'm in there all the time. We all have to eat, and now that we're out in Rainier, we have Grandma's Pantry and things like that, and we're all sad to leave, by the coffee landing. But
I thought
try to
about
stop
that
by there in the morning on my way out, and then you spread it around, and it's important because it allows people to stay here.
Yes, and how many employees do you have? I mean, could you?
Well, at any
given
9 or 10
time,
right now there's probably 12 or 15.
Okay.
I don't even know who came to work today.
That's really great, though. I mean, and they are busy.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting too to take a little peek at what the manufacturing process. And I know it's not like an industry secret or anything that.
No.
But it's really cool. I mean, you've really come from cupcake pans to production, but you still require people to create that product.
Yes.
And it's a very hands-on product.
Yes.
Very hands-on
and I
product.
think that's important. I think for after 10 years, the one thing that I know, because I've heard it, that my accounts and my customers like, is that we do everything by hand. Everything is made by hand. Every ribbon is cut. Every label is punched by hand. I mean, now
Every bomb is wrapped.
Right. I mean, there's somebody else sealing and shrinking I mean, we've upgraded to machinery like the shrink tunnel, which we all think is amazing now.
Yeah.
We're still
Instead
getting
of
used to
instead
that.
of a hand dryer.
Yeah, instead of standing
dryer.
there with the shrink
Yeah,
gun.
yeah.
And you go burn through those in a month's time too. So
And you've had to create some efficiencies.
Yes.
But of course, the longer you have your staff here too, the better and more skilled they get at whatever tasks
Yep.
We're
We're
working
constantly on a weekly basis even coming up with new ways to do something rather than this way it's faster or this way. And,
that's great.
And I'm not the one usually that thinks of it. It's other people.
I think that really creates a quality work environment too for employees when they're allowed to come up with ideas,
be creative,
and contribute to the overall, culture and bottom line of a product.
And it's fun. It's you have maybe a 17-year-old or 16-year-old that makes something, and then they can go on Amazon and say, "I made that.
Yeah.
Like I literally made
That's
that. That was mine. I maybe made that."
It's a great big world, and one of those. I got a
It's
fingerprint on something out there.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I mean, I even still get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
We'll all sit around and we'll, check the rankings of all of the gift sets that we make.
And see which ones are yours.
Gosh.
Look at us. It feels good.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
The other thing too is that you just create a really cool environment, a cool vibe. There's just something about your personality that comes into this space, and we had to. I asked you to turn the music down just for the sake of our conversation. I'm sure they're ready for the music to be cranked back up. I love that. I can
We
hear
fight about music on a daily basis around here, and then I usually trump everybody and say,
you got to throw the boss card.
I win
every now and then. And if it's just music, right? And they could throw earbuds in, right?
Absolutely.
That's something that they can make a choice. I like it.
And I always tell them if it's going to make you faster and more productive, throw your earbuds in.
Do it. Yeah.
And crank up some music.
Yeah.
And absolutely.
And again, it's a very active, very hands-on business. You don't,
Very
we see so
physical.
many people with their phone in their hands nowadays. Behind cash registers.
Luckily, ours don't come in out here, so
yeah,
sit on
you
the
just
windows.
I don't know how they would find the time. Like I said, this is busy hands happening here.
And I really wish that one day we could get to where people are paid by the piece, but there's so many different pieces that I don't really think that's going to work. But we have production tracking sheets where you go, say you're on a machine for the day. You write down your assignment, how many you did, how many hours were you here, and then at the end of the day, myself and Kisa go through it, and we know who to talk to, who to,
So there's
say thank you to for, really busting it out. And
both
stuff,
sides
so.
of that. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, anything. I know that this is new to you. You're still painting and getting organized. Behind us is just some racks of product. But it sounds like you also are going to have a space eventually here. It's been, what, a week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks you've been in this new building.
Overnight within 2 days.
You're nuts. I just think it's amazing.
And
But over time, there will be, walk-in traffic is welcome into, and there'll be some retail out here as well, which I think is really cool for Rainier.
Woody,
adding to the Rainier
that was
vibe.
the first thing Woody said was, I have some pretty big clients in the summer, and they all have wives that come up and want to shop. So
right on.
So I thought, well,
and I think
why
they
not?
also tend to appreciate seeing something flourish in small communities.
Well, and I think it'd be really neat for them to be able to walk through the facility and see everything being made and.
Doesn't smell like fish in Rainier anymore.
No, bath bombs. So now it's
wonderful.
good.
I love it. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to doing your thing, and I'm gonna take a peek around.
Okay.
I'll ask for permission before, but just for people to see some of the stuff that's happening is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
All right, Rand, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bobby.
Keep us in the loop because it's always fun to see when new things happen. And
It'll be
you're moving.
an interesting year, that's for sure.
No doubt. All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Barb.
So this is a color, and this is going to be a strawberry scented bath bomb, right?
Right.
Okay. So now I can see why she started in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's just like baking, really.
Yeah? then you scent it as well, right?
Yep. Scent it after
you mix
after
it?
the first step.
Okay.
You gotta get some witch hazel in it.
Oh, okay. So that helps it stick together?
Yep. This is what kind of reacts, and you'll see it fizzing.
Okay.
And the color will get darker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. Pink lava.
Turn it to too dusty.
And so then you kind of feel for the right texture that you know.
Yeah,
will.
the more you knead it, and the damper it kind of gets.
Okay.
And once it kind of, it about doubles in size, it kind of feels like snowball snow.
Really?
Then it's ready to put the fragrance. We put a little sea salt and then some sweet almond oil in it.
Okay.
And then knead it up some more, and then it's ready to
Pack
the bomb.
into that
Yep.
ball or bomb shape. Is this, am I rushing you for the process at all? No? Okay.
No, I'm trying to go slow. And I get all sniffly.
I was going to say, the nose rounds are kind of out of luck, aren't you?
I just,
That's what the shoulders for.
yep.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's not a fashion show around here.
That's right. Manufacturing. It's gotta be something kind of therapeutic about playing with that, too.
It is. It gets tiring after
I bet
a
it
while.
does. No different, I suppose, than a massage therapist and working
Right.
so
I
hard.
would not be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I would.
Good idea, but yeah, you put in some of the strongest hands in town.
See how it's kind of popping up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep, starting to
Stay together.
Yep.
It's a little bit dry, so I'm gonna...
So when, they say, when Leanne says this is done by hand, she is not kidding.
Nope, she's not kidding. It's all by hand.
Yeah.
All up close and personal and made with lots of love.
I don't. So, we call it manufacturing, which makes it sound mechanical, but the truth of the matter is it's art.
It really is.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot of really cool stuff since I worked here.
I bet. How long have you worked here?
Since, I'm going to say September.
Okay, all right.
Maybe August.
So this is the strawberry essential oil.
Yep. This is a fragrance oil, so
Okay.
it's not pure, but it's essential.
Okay,
It's a blend of pure and.
okay.
And this is sweet almond oil.
Yeah.
And a little bit of shea butter as well.
Okay, which gives it that reaction to your skin, which makes it
Yeah, all
luxurious.
soft and nice.
Yeah.
And salt kind of gives it a little texture and helps you soak it up when you're
Yeah.
in the tub. Can you smell it?
I can. Oh, it's really changing. That's incredible. So this is science, right? I mean,
It
this
is.
is
It's
science
all
class.
chemistry.
Yeah, it's all chemistry. Love
If
it.
it's dry outside, it doesn't work that day.
It's humid.
It's always after the heat of the day, after the sun shines on the building.
Yeah,
It's like a couple mixes in a row probably won't work.
interesting. And I suppose you can't really reset them once you.
Nope, once it's gone, it's gone.
Okay.
And like if it's a full mix, I try and find something else to do with it. It'll still fizz in a tub, it just isn't in a shape.
Right.
So-
So might be like.
Pack it into a bag or whatever.
Sure. Because there's still value to it. It just comes without the shaping piece. Oh, it smells good.
Okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to
Get it
sit
straight.
and kind of get crispy. Like right now it feels really soft.
Okay.
And it kind of crisps up a little bit. Sort of make a ball. See if we can get some.
So So we're taking the mix out of the bowl and putting it in a die.
You can edit this if it doesn't work.
Yep,
I would say the first ball is like the first pancake every time.
the tester. There it is. Strawberry bath bomb. I'm scooping it up into
Yep,
like
scoop it
this.
up in there.
Okay.
And then kind of pack it a little bit, but not too much.
too much.
And you can just scrape it off the top.
Okay.
You're gonna make a round one. I made it all round one, but you're gonna make a round one.
Oh, okay. So that too much?
Nope, that's perfect.
Okay.
And put it in the little hole. Make sure it's in there good. And you want to push this button. Yep, you'll
Hold it down.
It's gonna be kind of hard. And then this one,
Away
pull
from
it
me?
back. Oh, or push it forward. Sorry,
Oh.
I'm backwards.
That's all right.
Okay, and then pull it back. There you go.
Oh.
Kind of bang it on the, like,
Oh.
hold it
Inside.
like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I already.
There you go. And there you go. You did it. Okay, now do it all by yourself. I'll get you all your whole self in there.
This is just beautiful.
Fun, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll edit that.
So we're here.
Beautiful. Oh, you're like a pro already. There you go.